You are such a funny collective that I channel for. This is a message for the Purple Collective. I always feel so light and so easy, so breezy when I channel for this collective. Um, the Purple Collective is a group of mystics. It's a group of channelers, psychics, professional like mediums, highly intuitive, creatives, like spirit walkers, also a term. So these are people that are able to cross over to the other side fairly easily and fairly regularly. You might be a person that kind of lives half in, half out. You might be a person who spends half their day in the astral, half their day on earth, whether that's in the dream state and when you're in the astral, or whether that's kind of like during your waking life, you're doing a lot of meditation, you're doing a lot of like cognitive therapy, actually, is a phrase that I'm getting. Like you use your psychic gifts for self improvement quite a lot. It's very interesting. You are such a mystical and magical collective. I just feel so mischievous when I connect to your energy. And I haven't collected for a very long time to this group, but you definitely have some interesting guides here because it's this very like it's like a smirking sort of energy, and it's a very like it's like, oh, nice to see you. It's that sort of energy that comes through a lot from this collective. So I don't know if you guys are like that or if your guides are just like that, but that's a lot of the energy I pick up on when I connect with you. You're in a period of transformation. You're going through some changes with your gifts right now. There's like a way that other people, I'm gonna just drop something big outside. There's a way that people see you or they've gotten used to seeing you, and you're about to be different. You're about to either look different, sound different, act different. There's something really cool about the way your gifts are coming through. Um, sorry, my throat's like closing up a little. There's this weird feeling of like, wow, I can't believe I made it this far. Like, it's exciting. So there's definitely something new that you're either embarking on or something that is like changing within you, something that is rapidly transforming. But it's very exciting to you. And I feel a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. Like, I cannot keep the smile off of my face. So something really good is happening for you, Purple Collective. There's this feeling of like disillusionment. And what came out of that disillusionment, and also the word franchise is coming up, it's this like intense self recognition in this way that I don't feel like you've ever allowed yourself to recognize who you really are before in as significant a way as this. There's something that fell flat about your transformation, but it's okay because you're meant to be like more than that. There's something you were trying to manifest or trying to get, and I feel like it just didn't quite come out the way you wanted, almost like a cake that didn't rise or something. And you're like, oh, well, the flavor is there, but it's not as good a cake as I wanted. Excuse me. Um, but there's this interesting thing about the density of you. Sorry, my third chakra is going crazy here. I don't know if you guys are having some like third chakra openings, but yeah, I every time I'm talking, it's just like so much coming up. Maybe this is like very activating for you to listen to, but wow, yeah, it's so there. Anyway, let me see what else I'm getting for you. You need to be careful about trusting your intuition because you tend to like side eye it a lot of the time. You need to lean more fully into it. There's something really weird about the way your intuition works and it makes you uncomfortable. There's something really weird about the way your intuition works and it makes you very uncomfortable. That was said twice. But you need to understand your intuition. Holy moly. Your intuition works differently than other people's. The way that other people use their intuition is just, it's not going to be the same for you. So you need to understand, like, stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop trying to get your gifts to look the same. Just be who you are. Just be who you want to be. And I saw 444 on my timer. I said that. Yeah. You are destined for so much more. You are destined like for so much greatness, but you hold yourself back. because I saw 456 on my timer. You hold yourself back because you're afraid of mediocrity. You're afraid that if you put yourself out there, you're just going to be really mediocre. And you kind of don't know like how to handle that. But what you need to understand is that the most mediocre thing that you can do is just staying mediocre. You know, it's staying in the shadows. It's not letting yourself glow up. It's not letting yourself be seen. Um, you just need to let go of this expectation that others have placed on you to be something that you're not, because it's never going to work for you to try and conform to others' expectations. So you just have to let that lie flat, you just have to let that be. You are the Purple Collective, so you are the mystics that I channel for. You're the most spiritual, the most mystic. I get lots of weird messages for this collective, though it has been a while since I channeled for you guys. Like plane walker, stride walker, dream walker. There's all this like walker nomers, all these walker names. Um, are you someone who walks between realms? Like, are you someone who walks between the other side, this side, and the other side, and the other sides? There are other places you walk to that humans can't go to normally. It's very weird for you to hang out. I'm getting a lot of chills. It's very weird for you to hang out in these spaces because people aren't like you there. And you have to be okay, again, more chills, with not being liked and not being like others. The thing is you love so many other people that are nothing like you. Like, why can't you love yourself? Is what your guides are saying. Um, you can have so much compassion, so much joy and love and brilliance and light for other people, but you don't have that for yourself. You have this weird different standard you use for yourself. And I think even that's kind of a lie sometimes. I think that it's not a different standard. It's like you're afraid to love yourself. Because if you love yourself, someone can take that away from you. It becomes something others can use sort of against you. But they can't. And you need to understand that they can't. You need to understand that all the things you're afraid of, all the things that are holding you back, they are things that you are going to let go of before this next chapter, whether you want to or not. You're going to be someone everyone is talking about. Are you ready for it? You know, I don't know what that means exactly, but there's something really monumental, monumentous, big planned for you because you are someone who's very big. I hear like you don't even know what your dreams contain. Is that maybe a reference to the dreams you're having at night? Is that your dreams, like your goals and aspirations you've set for yourself? But you don't even know what your dreams contain. You've hidden yourself away from the eyes of those who can see because you are afraid of being seen. You are afraid of being perceived. But you have to be perceived, or else nothing is going to change. You have to be okay with being seen. You have to be okay with glowing up. You have to be okay with looking different than how you've looked. You have to be okay with others looking different than how they like. There's so much you have to become okay with, and very quickly too, because this change is happening within the next 3 weeks. But you aren't even going to know the answers. When people ask questions, you're not even going to know the answers. It's just going to be like, God did it. Like, that's the phrase that comes through. It's like, God did it. So maybe, Source did it or whatever. But the phrase, God did it, is significant. It's kind of like as if everything that's happening and about to happen for you can only be explained by a divine being literally interceding on your behalf and fixing something. Like, you've worked really hard to get to where you're at, Purple Collective, but you need to let go and let more honesty like into your life. You feel dishonest about something. Maybe it's your gifts, maybe it's the fact you can't, there's like this terrible burden of like how you cannot share yourself fully with other people because they don't get it. To even explain, to comprehend a fraction of what you've been through and of what you go through on a daily basis, it would exhaust most people. They don't have the capacity for it. So you need to let go of the idea that understanding can be yours. You can't be understood by other people. So you have to let go of like understanding other people, of understanding yourself. You have to just be. You have to be okay with just being. You have to be okay also with just being weird, because people do not people do not like normies. Like, people think that people like normies, but they don't. Like, normies are really weirdly polarizing in this way. I'm seeing being shown this image of like Justin Bieber and Britney Spears, who are like objectively liked, but then also objectively disliked. Like they lean into these specific archetypes, and there's such, I know they're pop culture, icons, and there's a lot of baggage that goes with that, where a lot of their choices are not actually their own. They're in a very corrupt industry. I don't want to get into all of that, but just for the sake of this example, it's like you've tried to be a normie. You've tried to live a life that everyone will approve of. But the fact is that no one will approve of your life if you're not living an extraordinary life. The best you can hope for by living a mediocre life is that people ignore you, don't talk to you, and aren't interested in you. Um, but to love something is to hate something else. To love kindness is to hate cruelty, right? To love fairness is to hate injustice. So you just have to recognize, what you love about yourself, what you love about other people, what you love about your gifts. The very things that make you weird make you lovable. They make you laughable, but they make you lovable. They make you affluent. You can't get rich being normal. No one wants lukewarm bread. No one wants lukewarm water. Like they want it cold or they want it hot. But room temperature is only going to work for a few things, right? Um, like if we're out in the cold and you want a bowl of soup, do you want like a cold bowl of soup? You want like a lukewarm bowl of soup? You'd probably prefer a hot one, right? So also in certain climates, it's better to use your gifts. I hear gregariously, but like loudly, boldly. Assume that people want to hear the things that you're saying. People are looking all the time to be distracted. People are constantly scrolling on the reels. They're streaming movies and TV. They're they're listening for loudness in a world that is silent with on things that actually matter a lot of the time. So whenever you think, oh, I'm being a burden, I'm being loud, I'm like, I'm burdening others with my presence, people are constantly looking to be distracted. People are looking for the next best thing. They're looking for hope, looking for inspiration. I, have been one of those people that has just scrolled for hours to try and find something. I don't know what I'm searching for sometimes, but I'll try and find something. And I do that a lot less these days, but I've definitely done it. So I know there are people out there doing it. Um, because the world is tough, it's hard living. So you as the mystic have to remember your scroll, your scroll, I'm seeing the visual of an actual scroll. Um, your scroll is the internet, and it's not doing this. It's like looking at a big scroll and reading it, and like become entertained in the astral, wander the astral with the same enthusiasm that you have for your daily meme share, your reel share. Excuse me, your TikToks or whatever. I don't even like saying that. But your scroll, that's your internet, that's your share. Like immerse yourself in language, immerse yourself in words, in biology and physics and chemistry and things you can learn that change your brain chemistry for the better, and engage yourself in that. You as a psychic, you as a mystic need to do this. You are surrounded and inundated by the divine. There's nothing in life that can ground you after that. When you've experienced the things you have experienced, nothing can ground you in after that. Certainly not someone's video, even if it's funny, about like a cat falling off a tree, or I mean that's horrible, but like the cat getting startled, that's funny. Someone dropping their whole sheet of brownies like after they open the oven, um, or someone giving a makeup tutorial, someone giving a cleanse hack for their colon or something. Like there's just such an overwhelming amount of information, but so much of it is useless. So much of it is useless, and you need to be filling your brain with things that matter. So consider yourself lucky that you have access to the infinite. Your scroll is your internet. So choose wisely, what you're spending your time on, and that's going to come back and reward you tenfold the more time you invest in your self improvement, your self betterment, and just your enjoyment. You're not like other people. You're not meant to be like other people. You're not going to be like other people. So quit trying to pretend you're like other people. You're not going to be. You're never going to be. And people are only going to hate you and kick you out of that space if you do try to be, because they can recognize you're an imposter. Sometimes people have imposter syndrome, not because they are intentionally like lying about who they are. It's more, imposter syndrome usually results from you trying to fit into a space you don't belong in, but not necessarily not in like, how do I put this? Sorry, it's like this weird jumbled things coming through. When people say, oh, I wanted to do this job as a social media manager, but then I got imposter syndrome and was like, can I really do this? Did you know you also get imposter syndrome from pretending that you're okay being a desk worker? Because you're literally being an imposter. I want you to know, when you have those boring ass regular normal jobs, like normie jobs, you're an imposter. And so you have to understand, if you're having that job to survive, that's fine, but that can't be your identity. If you're a barista and you hate it, that cannot be your identity. You have to say, I acknowledge I'm an imposter and that's why I feel bad here. But someday I'm going to not be in this job. This is a temporary thing for me. Um, but yeah, being an imposter, I think that you don't just feel it when you're trying to be excellent. I feel like you also feel it when you're trying to be mediocre, because that mediocre space is meant to be filled by someone who's mediocre. You're actually taking that job away from someone who's perfectly happy being mediocre. You're denying that little barista job you hate. Someone out there is dreaming of it, okay? Someone out there, it's their dream to be a barista. And you have actually taken their seat. A lot of people don't like to think that. They like to think like, oh, I could never do this other great big thing. I'm just going to content myself with this, even though I hate it. It's like, someone else out there would kill for your position. And not only do you have it, but you don't appreciate it. How insulting is that to that other person who just wants to be a regular ass person? You're taking their space. I think that's not emphasized enough in circles that talk about like not living up to your potential, not doing your calling. It's not just the impact on your life, you actually impact other people's lives negatively. When you're taking up space at a table that's not meant for you, you're still taking up space. You're not more modest. Imagine the boring ass person who just wants a regular job. Now they go try to be a creator because they can't find a job. And then they flop because they're not meant to sit at that table, right? You're meant to be there. So you got to step up and do that. I feel like as mystics, we often fail ourselves because we don't prioritize our own learning, our own instruction, our own belief systems enough. We prioritize everyone else above us. And that's just stupid, cruel, and unusual. Like, we have to channel for ourselves first. We have to be our best version of ourselves first. We have to be our most esoteric and weird and strange and bizarre version of ourselves first. So until you do that, you're going to be perpetually unhappy. Um, and I know I started this channeling off by saying you guys always have this happy, mischievous energy, but I'm touching on something here that's also very real. Something to do with like the root chakra a bit of like, you laugh, but there is a smile underneath the face of the clown when he is smiling, and there is also a frown underneath the face of a clown when he is smiling. It's kind of like, I think that your nature is to always be smiling, to always like present something really well, but you may not actually feel it. So remember to feel it. Remember, your job is kind of to be an inspiration to others. Your job is to be a mentor, is to be amazing, to be incredible. You've been burdened with the gift of seeing the other side, of walking the astral planes. You cannot pretend like you don't have access to that. You want to like larp at being human. That's a phrase I use sometimes, but you don't want the burden of responsibility that comes from living up to your potential, right? Because it's hard and it's scary, but you're also just never going to feel at home being less than what is owed to you, right? So that's all for this channeling. I'm gonna go ahead and end there. If this was helpful for you, please consider giving this video a like and following or subscribing. If this is helpful for you, you can also look. I have more content. I have more collective channelings that I have done. I channel for a few different collectives under the larger umbrella called the Collective of Life. Um, and I love channeling for them. And I go through periods where I do, periods where I don't. But yeah, I'm getting a little bit back into it. And I find it really interesting that I tap into the collective's energy and they're still just there. They're still like reminding me of the qualities that make those collectives those collectives. So anyway, I think it's just such a cool thing. But yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.